Hey everyone, welcome back. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to set up LangSmith tracing so you can monitor and observe every single Codex session in full detail, from generating your API key to configuring your credentials automatically and understanding why certain exec calls might slip through without a trace. By the end of this, you'll have complete visibility into your Codex session so nothing goes unnoticed. Let's get into it. Trace every Codex session in LangSmith full setup. In this tutorial, you'll go from 0 to fully wired, so every Codex session you run gets captured, traced, and visible in LangSmith without any guesswork. This is where I actually start the session I want traced, just typing naturally into Claude Code like I always would. The whole point is that I'm not changing my workflow at all. The LangSmith plugin is just sitting there as a lifecycle hook waiting for me to finish so it can ship the transcript to my account automatically. I asked Claude to look up whether LangChain actually shipped Codex tracing support because I was not about to set up an entire observability pipeline based on a changelog rumor. It goes off and searches, fetches the real docs, then starts poking at my local Codex install to understand what it is working with. This is the part where I am just watching it do reconnaissance on my own machine, which is a little funny, but also exactly what I want. I am on the LangSmith API keys page right now, creating the personal access token that will tie my Codex sessions to my account, and honestly, this is the least interesting 30 seconds of the whole setup, but you have to do it once. The thing I care about is what comes after this. Every session I run from here on gets a searchable trace I can actually go back to, instead of terminal output that is gone the moment I close the window. So Claude just wrote the key directly into the config file and gitignored it, which is exactly the kind of thing I would have spent 10 minutes doing manually and still gotten wrong. What I'm watching happen here is the whole pipeline closing. Key lands in the credential file, Codex runs a real turn inside my GTM roadmap project, and now it's querying the LangSmith API to confirm the trace actually showed up on the other end. This is the actual aha moment. Claude figures out that my Codex exec test turns were never going to produce a trace because the plugin hooks into the stop event of an interactive session, not a non-interactive exec call. That's not a bug, that's just how lifecycle hooks work. And once I understood that, the whole system snapped into place. Now it's spinning up a pseudo terminal to simulate a real interactive session and finally get a trace to land. This page is what made everything click for me structurally. The trace is a tree, the session is the root, and every model call and tool call is a nested run underneath it, so I'm not just getting a flat log, I'm getting a queryable graph of exactly what happened, in what order, with token cost and model metadata attached. That's the thing terminal logs will never give you, and it's why I'm keeping this. So here I am asking the most natural follow-up question. If LangSmith has all this data, why can't I just watch the Codex terminal directly inside it? And this is where the lifecycle hook thing really earns its keep as an explanation, because the answer is not the tool is limited, it's that's not how the event model works. The plugin fires on stop, not on every keystroke, which is actually a feature once you stop fighting it. I asked the obvious question out loud. Why can't I just read the terminal logs instead of routing everything through LangSmith? And Claude lays it out in a way that finally made it stick for me. Terminal logs are a stream, LangSmith is a database, and the moment you need to answer which session burned the most tokens last Tuesday, the stream is completely useless. That's the exact use case I kept hitting, and seeing it framed that way is what made me decide I'm keeping this setup. Now I'm asking whether I actually have to leave my app and go to LangSmith every time I want to see a trace, because that friction would quietly kill the habit. Claude does something I respect here. It says, let me check, this product moves fast, and immediately runs 2 web searches instead of hallucinating an answer. Thanks for sticking around to the end, and I hope your traces are now flowing into LangSmith beautifully. If this saved you some debugging headaches, hit like and subscribe, and feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn, where I promise I post things at least slightly more often than I refactor my prompts.